when we're talking about getting your you know what together, there's a lot of planning that goes into this. And I know sometimes people say, well, the more I plan, the less flexibility I have. It's actually the opposite. Are you tired of feeling tired? Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed and stressed as a busy working mom? Well, in today's Slay Your Day podcast, we are talking about 8 steps to get your together as a busy working mom. You heard me right. We are tired of just feeling tired all the time. And I don't know about you, but trying to balance work and kids and meals and homeworks and the work that you have in the home and all the things, it can be very overwhelming. So we're going to talk today about how we get our together as a busy working mom. And we're going to dive deep into probably some tips and tricks that you have not heard before. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because every single week I am bringing you tips, tricks, and hacks on how to slay your day as a busy working mom. We're talking tools, automations, all of the things that help you to slay your day as a busy mom. So let's get into the 8 tips to help you get your together as a busy working mom. Tip number 1. This is to identify your big and your small rocks. Now, you might have heard this before. It's something also very similar in identifying your priorities, getting very, very crystal clear on your priorities, on what you want to prioritize both personally and professionally. Now, the things that you do in business and the things that you do at home, there are needle movers that will help you move the ball much faster and more intentionally than some of the smaller things that you're doing. But a lot of times we look at them with the exact same importance and urgency. So what we have to focus on both personally and professionally is looking at on what truly matters, what's going to move the ball forward, and getting all those tasks off your plate that aren't serving you anymore. You're probably feeling run down and exhausted because you're doing everything, right? You're putting the same amount of priority on the things that are urgent and important as some things that can be done another day. And sometimes it's okay to say, actually, most of the time it's okay to say, this doesn't need to be done right now. I can focus on something else that's going to get me the results that I'm looking for, move the ball forward, and help me prioritize where I really want to be. And that's so important as a busy working mom because we only have so many hours in the day. I believe we have less hours as busy working moms than other, let's say, men who aren't running homes, who aren't, running businesses and babies and meals and after school sports activities. That is a lot at once. So get clear on your priorities is step number 1, because once you know what those priorities are, you'll be able to fit everything else around that. So before we dive into step number 2, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. And by the way, every single week, I'm picking 3 winners to win a signed Slay Your Day book, to win a call on the High Performance Academy call, and some other really amazing prizes. So make sure you subscribe and comment below and let me know that you subscribed so you are eligible to win one of those prizes. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to chat with you, have you either on a one-on-one call, send you a signed copy of my book, or have you inside the High Performance Academy. Step number 2 is so important. Now, you've heard me say this before, but we're going to take it a step further. And this is creating a simple weekly plan. Now, again, so many of you are overcomplicating this process. You plan your week ahead, but you're not blocking out time for those high priority tasks. That is the game changer. Because if you're looking at how you're planning out your week and you have things that are your big needle movers in the same urgency and importance as some things that are just I would like to get them done, you're completely wiring it and setting it up for failure. So make sure that you include in this list your work, your family time, your self-care time. Yes, you've got to put that in there. So creating a simple work or weekly plan is going to allow you to set yourself up for success. Now, look, when we're talking about getting your, together, there's a lot of planning that goes into this. And I know sometimes people say, well, the more I plan, the less flexibility I have. It's actually the opposite. The more you plan, the more flexibility and freedom you have. So I want to give you a free gift, and that is a planner. You guys know I love my planners. I love my calendars. So I'm going to link that down below in the show notes, in the description, so you can grab your simple calendar so you can plan out everything from your day to your meal prepping and your meal planning. All of that's going to be in there for you. So I love this quote, and it says, show me your calendar and I'll tell you your priorities. And it's so, so true, because I know for me, if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. So when I go back and I look at my calendar, I know exactly where I showed up, what were those money-making activities, where did I spend my time, and what was I accomplishing? What was I actually getting done? So I'm going to ask you the same question. What are you putting on your calendar? What are you putting on your calendar that you're prioritizing? Are you putting things on your calendar that you're not doing, or vice versa, not putting things on your calendar that you are doing, but you don't have timestamps for them? You don't have the receipts for them to say, look, I showed up, I did this, and I got the work done, especially for those big, juicy needle movers. So get it on your calendar, go download that planner that I have for you, and create a simple weekly plan that's going to help you move the ball forward. The third step that is going to help you get your together as a busy working mom is to establish daily routines. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I live by my daily routines. I've got a morning routine. I've got an evening routine. Those are like the bookends of my day. And I heavily, heavily rely on those because it gets me up, it gets me going, it gets me moving, it gets the kids started in the morning. Also, my morning routine is the thing that allows me to pour into myself before anybody else. You guys know I've done a video on my morning routine and how to become a morning person, because I was never a morning person until about, 4 or 5 years ago. I had to turn myself into a morning person. So what I'll tell you is establish your routines. Establish routines that are right for you, that are going to allow you to be more productive, to give you more time, and set you up for success. Because at the end of the day, what you do first thing in the day and what you do last thing in the day are going to essentially bleed into that next day and either set you up for success or failure. And the choice is only yours. And there's no excuses. I don't care if you have 1 kid, 5 kids, 10 kids, if you are running 5 businesses, like this will be the thing that contributes to your success. So get those daily routines in place, get a morning routine, get a nighttime routine, and stick to those routines to avoid any extra stress and more time that you shouldn't be spending on whatever certain tasks may be. This is going to be such a game changer. So figure out and establish your daily tasks. Step number 4, delegate like a boss. Yes, you guys know I talk about this all the time in my academy. You have to figure out what are those things, what are those actions that you are delegating. I have an entire video on this. I think it was 20 things, 20 both at home and in business that I delegate or outsource as a busy working mom. And this is huge when it comes to saving time. Like if you want more time, you have to figure out how to delegate more of the things in your business and in your home, so you're not doing everything. If I could outsource getting my nails done, I would do that. If I could outsource getting my eyebrows done and my tanning and all these things, I would totally do that. Because I think about how much time it takes me sitting in a chair to get my nails done or getting my hair done. By the way, when I'm doing these things, I'm typically working with the other hand, or if I'm getting my hair done, I'm working off my laptop. But you don't have to do it all, and you shouldn't do it all. So delegating, especially things like your household chores, certain work tasks, and even some of the child's care stuff. It could be, cleaning up the playroom. Like, let your kids clean up their playroom. Let them throw in a load of laundry. Let them help with the dishes. Like, there's so many things that we can delegate that allows us to invest our time in other areas, so it can free us up and give us the extra bandwidth and space to actually show up where we want to, like with our kids in the park or at the sports games, or making calls with your clients, like those money moving activities. So this is something that's really, really important in freeing up your time, delegation. And if you're afraid to do this, what I will tell you is you've got to jump into an atmosphere, a growth mindset where you're not afraid to delegate. And again, this is where I would invite you to come join us inside the High Performance Academy, because every single week we're talking about automations, delegations, outsourcing, and being able to implement the right systems into your business that give you back more time. I don't want to look back and say, like, I was in my business all day long and I didn't have time to spend with my kids. I just don't want that to be the case for me 5-10 years from now, right? Where I feel like I was just glued to my computer and I lost that precious time with my kids. For me, creating this business that I have is all about coming from a place of what is my passion and what is my purpose, but also being able to have the lifestyle that I want for myself, for my kids, for my husband, for my home, for me, right? For all these things. So if that's you, I would strongly recommend that you come join us in the High Performance Academy, because this is the place where you're going to be around other women, other entrepreneurs that are doing this together. They're collaborating together, they're coming together, they're building together, they're learning, they're growing together. So it's really important that you are surrounded by the right people so you can start implement these tools and tactics and strategies as well. All right, the fifth step that I'm going to share with you to start getting done as a busy working mom is use technology to automate. Now, look, we were just talking about delegation, but automation is a huge part of running your business and freeing up your time. So leveraging tools and apps that are going to help you with productivity. I mean, there's so many apps that I use, and I'll also drop them down below. Video editing apps, software editing apps. There's an app that I love. I'm going to drop it below. And in one video, it will create quotes for you. It'll create stories or reels for you. It'll create blogs for you. It'll create quotes. I mean, there's so many different things that AI technology is now really making possible for us. So using technology to automate is such a huge advantage in your business. And even on the home front, grocery delivery, online banking, task management, like there's so many things that you can do where these apps help you to streamline your life and give you back more time. So automating simple tasks are going to free up mental space and allow you to have more time and freedom in your day-to-day. All right, the sixth step to get your together as a busy working mom is to set boundaries at work and at home. Now, I have set work hours. I have set hours that I'm with my kids, and there is no blurred lines. I know exactly what each of those look like. So clearly communicating boundaries with your family, with your coworkers, with your team, and even with yourself is going to be so important in how effective you are at getting this work done, where you show up. And honestly, like the energy that you have to be in both. And I know for me as a busy working mom, like I need to get the work stuff done before I can go and say like, all right, now I can shut this down and move into mom mode or wife mode or self-care mode. And for me, it's very clear on what these times look like and even just like the time blocking that goes into this. So whether you are blocking out time for uninterrupted work, maybe your kids are not home and you get that uninterrupted work time in, or maybe they are home, but you have set time that you know the door is shut, it's locked, and you are here to work, get it done. And then, you know, you can go enjoy that time with them. But setting aside phone free time is another really important one, because the apps, the pings, the dings, all those things just distract us. And honestly, it takes away from your work time and it takes away from your family time. So when you're with your family, be with your family and put the phone away. When you're in your work and when you're in your business and when you're with your clients, be in that and put the phone away, because it's all just one big distraction. And the sooner you can get away from those little micro distractions, the macro moves will come. So focus on exactly what you need to do, what boundaries you need to put in place, and allow that to guide you. Let those boundaries, maybe you have a set time that you set aside to be working and you're like, you know what, I need a little bit more or I need a little bit less. Figure out what those boundaries are and get everybody on the same page around you. Okay, the seventh step to get done as a busy working mom, and this one is so important because we don't do this as busy working moms. This is probably the last thing that we let ourselves do. And I'm saying let ourselves do because you're going to know what I'm talking about in a minute. And that is to practice self-care consistently, not once in a while, not when you need a back massage or when you just feel like you've earned it. You need to practice self-care consistently, right? You cannot pour from an empty cup. I know you've heard this saying over and over again. So set time and schedule time for exercise. Set time for meditation, for breath work, for hobbies, or just for relaxing. Like, when was the last time you read a book? Now, I know for me, I'm an avid book reader. It's one of my favorite things to do. Not just listening to audio, but actually like opening up a book and like smelling it and reading it and feeling the pages and like really enjoying a book, maybe with a hot cup of coffee even. So practice self-care. Make it a non-negotiable. It has to be a non-negotiable for you. And remember that taking care of you, taking care of yourself allows you to show up for everybody else in your life, to make sure the home is okay, to make sure the spouse is okay, and the kids and all these moving parts, right? Because you have clients that you're fueling and serving into, and you have kids that you're fueling and serving into, and maybe a spouse or a partner. And we do all of these things, and then we are left last on that totem pole, right? So just know that when you take care of yourself, you are taking care of others. You're pouring into yourself so you can take care of everybody else in your ecosystem. So practice self-care and practice it consistently. Okay, we have reached number 8. This is the final step to get your together as a busy working mom. Now, I'm going to give you a little challenge here, okay? I have a challenge for you with number 8. So number 8 is review, reflect, and adjust. Okay, so what does this mean? At the end of every week, you're going to review what worked and what didn't. Okay, so here comes the challenge. I want you to look at what didn't work, and I want you to adjust the time, all these things that we're talking about, the self-care, the boundaries, the technology, the automations, and even the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Because now look, take one at a time, right? Take one thing at a time there. But this is the magic, okay? When you can start to evaluate and do a little bit of an audit here, you're going to start adjusting your plans, your routines, and your strategies to better suit the life that you want to live. I want you to have this life where you're like, you know what? I get to fuel into my business and my work and the things that I'm passionate about. I also don't have to feel worn down and exhausted when I'm on the home front, right? For cooking meals, being with your kids, going out and, doing things for yourself. Like, it doesn't have to be a give and a take. It gets to be, I get to feel so good doing both. And the only way that you get your together as a busy working mom is when you can look at what's going right and what's going wrong and adjust from there. What worked? What didn't work? And how do I reflect on this? And how do I adjust it accordingly? So continuous reflection helps you stay on track without the burnout. And one of the things that I'll say to you is you've got to get around people that are also on track doing these things. Because when you're around other people that are investing in personal growth, that are investing in learning tools and strategies and techniques, all the tides will rise together, right? Everything gets to be better. The collaborations, the ideas, the growth, like everything gets better. So my advice for you and my challenge for you is to get in a group, get into an atmosphere where you have a high level of accountability where you have opportunities to connect and grow and collaborate with other people, where you have a support system that is going to give you a safe space to share ideas, to challenge you, to level you up in areas that you probably never thought possible. And then finally, tap into that accelerated growth, because when you learn from others' successes and you can fast track your own success in ways that you maybe not have never even thought about before, this is going to shorten that learning curve for you. And it's going to speed up both your personal and your professional development. So my challenge for you is twofold. Number one, review, reflect, and adjust. So you're going to do that as part of your weekly audit for yourself, but you're also going to get yourself in a room, in a mastermind, in a coaching group where you can tap into this accelerated growth. So I invite you to come join us inside the High Performance Academy. This is where you're going to get weekly trainings on how to automate and how to delegate and how to systemize not just your schedule, but all the different components that go into your business and your home. And there's nothing else out there like this. There's nothing else out there that shows you how to automate, how to delegate, how to systemize everything in your life as a busy working mom. So I invite you to come join us inside the High Performance Academy. I'll drop the link below, but if you head over to sandraglandt.com, so www.sandraglandt.com/academy, you'll get the information to come join us, come collaborate with these women. These are high performance women who are doing massive, incredible things in their industries. Come collaborate, come network, and level up all the different systems and strategies that you have, because this will completely transform your business very, very fast. So I can't wait to see you inside the academy. And once you apply these 8 steps, you are going to allow yourself to see how much more organized you're going to be, how much less stress you have in your life, and reclaim your time while you get to thrive as a busy working mom. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. As a matter of fact, my approach in this is that we get to simplify these processes where you get to thrive and take back your time and your energy, so you get to thrive as a busy working mom. So until next time, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, comment below, and go out and slay your day.